Hey everybody, it's Alan. Welcome to Real Estate with Alan, and this is a channel for first-time home buyers and people interested in buying rental properties. And if you're interested, consider subscribing down below. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about home buyer demand. Demand is down over 34%. That's insane. That's almost a record, and we're probably going to break through that record. Let's talk about home prices tumbling down more than they have in the last 2 decades. So we're coming down faster than we literally ever have before in these prices. Let's also talk about why home sellers are actually cutting prices at a historic 8% per month. I mean, that tells you that if you wait another 5 months, the home you're looking at could be 40% cheaper. That's unbelievable. Let's also talk about why a record number of home buyers that bought in the last 2 to 3 months are now upside down and may never, or it may be decades before they get the opportunity to refinance those homes, because you cannot refinance when you're upside down. And then let's also talk about my very last point here is why 29% of new builders have no customer. They're stuck in this weird position where they started these homes, they now have to finish them or just abandon the project, but there's nobody that's even interested in buying these homes, so they're slashing the prices. So we're going to go through Zillow and take a look at some of these homes. They're down $96,000 or more in one single month. Imagine if you bought a home for $400,000 and then 3 or 4 weeks later, that $400,000 home was worth $300,000. That would be devastating. All right, let's get into it. So, home buyer demand decreased 34% year over year. Redfin finds inflation has begun to slow, which is already helping bring daily mortgage rates down. However, this is going to be temporary. The difference between inflation just month over month, last time they reported, is so insignificant that, trust me, we're going way past 10% for mortgage rates. However, a longer trend of lower inflation is needed for sustained relief. Home sales prices rose 3% year over year. So that correction has now happened so abruptly that we were at a point where we're over 20% year over year. And now that pullback has brought us down to only 3% year over year. And now we're going to end up going into negative numbers. So get ready. Make sure if you are interested in a rental property or you are interested in your first home, that you're subscribed to the channel, and I will be posting worksheets and even spreadsheets. That way you can type in how much money you make every single month, how much you can afford, what area you're looking for. You can increase everything. That can even give you numbers on what you can make every single month, how you can pull out equity out of that home, and where to buy. So that's all coming. We just need to get to a certain number of subscribers before I can actually make that, before YouTube enables me to do that, but that's coming literally in the next couple of days. Now, let's go over here. Right now, this is your monthly supply of new houses in the United States, and you can see this monthly supply of homes is just steadily increasing. I mean, if this number goes up a little bit, we'll be somewhere in line with January 2009 over here. Oh my goodness. And this right here will probably give you the opportunity to get the home, your dream home, or even your rental property that you want to purchase, and probably half of where it's at right now. It's getting pretty ridiculous. So this is your mortgage calculator. If you are interested in typing in numbers in here, I'm actually going to make this a lot better. And there'll be a spreadsheet. There'll be an Excel spreadsheet available for you guys in the next couple of days. And all you really have to put in, this is how much money you make. These are your expenses. You're going to put in how much money you have left over and what you can afford for a, let's say, rental property or a home. And I'll have separate worksheets for that as well. But this is a simplified version that you can get off of Bankrate if you'd like. So home asking prices are tumbling at a record pace as mortgage rates surge. Most of you out there right now, when you look, you're going to be somewhere in the 9 to 10%, something really important to realize is that there's quite a few people that have locked in their mortgage rates somewhere between maybe 6, 7, or 8%. Those people, that price is not going to be available in the next 30 to 60 days, okay? You can only lock in your mortgage rate for a certain period of time. Once that expires, you can now lock it at the new mortgage rate. So once that is gone, the market is going to be flooded with people that are getting 10% plus, which means they're not going to be able to afford these homes anymore, which now means they're not going to be even buying them, or they're going to be waiting for the prices to pull back. So get ready for a world of hurt. And right now, honestly, this is where you should be saving every penny you have, working extra hours at your job, selling any junk you have in your basement, in your home, in your closets, and just making a pile of cash. If you want to buy a cheaper rental property, you're going to need somewhere between $3,000 to about $9,000 to get that home, okay? That's going to be your initial deposit for that home. So try to get to that number as well. Sure, if you want to buy a $500,000 home and then you want to put a $20,000, the 20% deposit, that's $100,000, but that's not the smart way to do it. I've never done that with anything, and I'll explain to you why in just a little bit. But get at least, a good $3,000 to $10,000 saved up and get ready. These opportunities, as you can see, the last opportunity was like 2008, 2009. It took another 12, 13 years. So you want to capitalize when this happens in every way, shape, or form that you can. And that, when I got a great deal on a home and I didn't have the cash, I literally went, sold my car, bought a junker for $800, took the money I got from that car I had, that expensive car I had, and then put it down and bought that property. And that property has now made me hundreds of thousands of dollars and continues to make me money every single month as my tenants pay me for rent. So get ready. So we went over this yesterday, but this isn't even showing anything. I want to show you what's really happening on Zillow. If you take a look over here, right now on Zillow, you can see that this home right here in Austin, Texas has been slashed $65,000. Take a look at that. That is unbelievable. We have the second property over here that's been slashed $10,000. Imagine if you didn't wait, you could have literally been upside down $65,000. I mean, that's unbelievable. Imagine losing $65,000 in a single month. $10,000 price cut here, $15,000 price cut. I mean, most of these homes, you can take a look at this over here. This home is down $60,000, down to $319,000. My goodness gracious, this home is down $18,900. Imagine losing like $60,000 to $90,000. That would be a nightmare. This is why right now I will let you know. I got a stack of cash waiting. I'm going to buy at least 2 or 3, maybe even 4 properties when the time is upon us. Again, I will let you know what I'm buying. I will also, on my channel, show you which properties I've bought, and then I will also show you what I've done to them. And then when I get the tenants put into these properties, I'll also show you what I'm charging the tenants and my contract and everything else. The lease, that was just very clear cut how, and I've bought properties from Indiana for less than $50,000. So you can, and I've put down something like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That's all I put down. So you don't, I know a lot of people think they need to save that magical 20% or they need $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 to purchase a home. That's absolutely not true. Okay, that's what they want you to think, is a lot of these people just get richer and richer. And once you get to 2, maybe 3 properties, you'll have enough money generated from those properties to pay for your home, maybe pay for your parents' home as well. And that's one of the most beautiful feelings in the world, where you don't have to worry about having a job to pay your mortgage. And, it's just a sense of security and peace, and now you don't have to work as hard. And when you do that off of a couple of properties that generate increase in value themselves and set you up for such success. So, I honestly do believe real estate, I invest into the stock market, I invest in the crypto market, but real estate has really been my go-to because it's just something that's never lost me money, ever. So look at this home, down $34,000. $29,000 for this property on, this is again another one on Crazy Horse Pass. $20,000 over here. $10,000, $15,000. Wow, this is just Here's another one, $25,000. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. So do not be purchasing a home right now. Get that money ready. Once I purchase my first home, okay, and I will make a dedicated video on that home. I'll show you exactly what I bought. If it's a duplex, whatever it is, I'll do a video on it on the inside and outside. I'll show you what I paid. I show you what I expect from this home on a monthly basis and a yearly basis. So make sure you are subscribed for that. Okay, so again, this is insane. Redfin data is showing that nearly 8% of home listings had price drops in recent weeks. My God, in recent weeks, we're not talking about months or years here. I mean, this is getting to the point where right now you really need to have a nice set of money put aside for the insane dip in the crypto market, the insane dip in the stock market, and the dip in the actual real estate. Because these opportunities, again, might take what it took before, another 12, 13, 14 years. So it's unbelievable. There's an increasing number of homeowners that are upside down on their mortgages. At the end of June, 24% of homeowners were upside down. We talked about this in episode 2, and oh my goodness. I would not be surprised if you get this number to be about 40% by December of January. So 29% of homes for sale in third quarter were new construction. We have these imbeciles that are still building new construction, building new homes, and they can't even clear out the inventory that they have. This is only going to make the situation worse. When this crash finalizes, because of actions like this, you're going to see homes probably return to prices that were in 2008, 2009. I mean, and even earlier, it's going to get ugly. And really, if you take a look over here, here's your average home price, right? So if you're looking over here and you're looking at inventory and you're looking at just prices and the chart for prices and for inventory and everything, it's very similar. But you're going to see that when this returns to some like normal level, you're going to possibly be able to buy what you're looking at right now at like half off. And some of it is already, as you've seen, some of these homes that have lost, like I just showed you on Zillow, some of these homes have lost $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. That's like a 25 to 30% price cut that quickly in one single month. So the United States market is set to see the second biggest correction of the post-World War II era. I went over this yesterday. I just had to go through this article one more time just for you to understand where things are going to get, hit, which is a lot of these just insane markets. You're going to see the North Carolinas, the South Carolinas, everything on the coast. Okay, I'm talking about everything on the eastern coast and everything on the western coast is going to get hit. All of Florida is going to get destroyed. You're going to see Texas, especially the Austin, Texas area. Ooh, I mean, these things are going to really take a smack, and just wait for it. So here's your median sales price of houses sold for the United States. Okay, and if you just take a look, common sense would tell you if we're growing, right, and you drew a line from right here, and this line went, we would probably end up right here somewhere where my mouse pointer is at. Okay, if we just continued going, if we weren't even in a recession, right, if we weren't going through what's going on with Russia, Ukraine, inflation, right, that would put us at a price of about $337,000. But look at this. We're at $454,000. Okay, so 337 divided by 454. Okay, we're looking at least another 26% correction, in my opinion. That's just a return to normality. But because of a recession, everything that's going on, inflation, and people just have less money as a result, we may not just go down another 26%. We might go down 40%. But I will wait for at least 26% more from whatever property you're looking at of a correction before you consider buying it. And don't worry, you're going to see a massive increase in inventory and a decrease in people that are just interested. At times like this, people get scared. Unfortunately, when the stock market crashes, when others are fearful, you have to be greedy. And those are famous words of Warren Buffett. And the same is going to repeat in the real estate market. We're going to see a massive crash, and some people are going to get very fearful, and they're not going to purchase. And when we do reach those levels that do make sense over the next, I'd say 2 to 3 months, I will be very, very, not fearful. I'll be very, very greedy, and I'll buy multiple properties hand over fist. So the housing market update, annual home price growth slows to 3%. And just take a look at this. Home sale prices rose 3.2% year over year during the 4-week period ending in November, the smallest increase since July 2020. And the median home sales price has fallen 8.4% since reaching an all-time high in June, when the average 30-year fixed mortgage was over a point lower than it is now. Home prices rose, and this is actually not accounting for the fact that we just had a 75-point basis hike that is not even accounted for in this article. So unbelievable. And over here, let's take a look. So here's your United States existing home median sales price. As you can see, we went from about $415,000 to about $384,000 already. And this trend it's just on a constant downtrend. Really, you want to see this downtrend finally at some point stop, and then you want to see that kind of zone of flattening where it flattens out like it did, let's say here. You see here between November, December, January, it's either going, down, but not a lot, right? Very small change. This is a sudden, this is huge. From 415 almost to 400, to 391 to 384. This is just continuing. So we're in the midst of the crash. Do not buy right now. Get that money ready. And again, we will go over which states to buy, why you should never care about buying where you live. Again, just because I spend most of my time in Texas doesn't mean I'm going to buy properties here. In fact, I never have. I have the property I live in, but everything else I've bought either in Kentucky, I bought it in Wisconsin, I bought it some in Michigan, some in Indiana. In fact, most in Indiana. And most of the properties I bought, my rental properties, I've never flown over there to take a look at them. I have just literally had somebody go through the property, had an inspection done on it, do a nice little walkthrough with, just FaceTime on iPhone, and I was good to go. And we'll go over all of that, how to do it in the next couple of videos. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Watch out for the community posts that are coming on this channel in the next few days. Once we get the number of subscribers I need to post them, then you can download those worksheets to your computer, to your cell phone. Then you can input all the data you need to figure out at what price point you should be looking for a rental home, at what price point you should be looking for your first time home that you want to live in. Again, your first home should never be your dream home. Never, ever. And we'll go through that and why initially, my first home was like $60,000. Then my second home was $196,000. Then my next home was $424,000. And then I went from that and I put an offer in for $800,000 plus on a $1.2 million property. Then I went to that $800,000 home. So you really want to upgrade and then end up across maybe 5+ years in your dream home. And that's because you want to use that extra money to buy those rental properties that make you more money. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care.